Hello student. Yesterday we had discussed about the acceleration. We had also discussed some numericals that is related to velocity. And in acceleration we had discussed that what is acceleration? That is the change in the velocity or rate of change of velocity per unit time, or how the change of the velocity occur by the final velocity. When we subtract the final velocity with that of the initial velocity, this will determine the change in the velocity. Okay, so the change in velocity per unit time, it describes the acceleration of a body. We had also discussed that how can we represent acceleration. We can represent acceleration that is equals to v minus u upon t, in which v is what? It is the final velocity of an object, and u we represent the initial velocity of the body. T is the time taken for the change in the velocity, and a is used to represent the acceleration. Then we had discussed about the SI unit of the acceleration, and we know that the velocity is equals to meter per second, and that of the time is represented by the second. So this will be equals to meter per second square, or we represent it by this. Okay. So the SI unit of a acceleration is meter per second square. Okay, as well as there are a lot more other unit of acceleration is there other than that of the SI unit, like we can represent it by centimeter per second square, or if a higher number is there, or we have to find the acceleration of a greater number, then we can use the kilometer per hour square. Since we are seeing here that acceleration is what? Changing the velocity upon time. So velocity is having the vector. It is a velocity is the showing the direction, or acceleration that is taking place is in the direction of the velocity, and therefore the acceleration is a vector quantity. Means it is having a magnitude as well as a direction. So when we talk about the acceleration, we say that a body is accelerated when the velocity of the body is increasing, or when the thing is speeding up, when the speed of the thing in a particular direction is increasing. At that time we say that yes, the body is having some kind of acceleration. But this is not true every time. You see that when we think about the acceleration, it is not something the speeding up, but an object that is slowing down also. It is also indicating or helpful in calculating the acceleration. Why is it so? When the velocity increases from 0 to something, then there is a rise in the velocity, or there is a change in the velocity. Due to the change in the velocity at a particular time will explain the acceleration. And the same thing happen when the speed of the object or the velocity of the object lowers down. When the velocity, suppose the velocity is 10 meter per second, and it comes to the 5 meter per second, at that time you see that again there is a change in the velocity, although there is a decrease in the velocity of the value of the velocity, but there is a change in the velocity. So that change in the velocity in a particular time also help in determining the acceleration. Okay, so there are two things by which the acceleration can be calculated or can be decided, like if there is an increase in the velocity, if there is increase in the speed of the speed of the body, then we determine that there is a change in the velocity, which is actually an acceleration. And when there is the change in the velocity in a opposite manner, or the velocity the value of the velocity when decreases, even then also there is a change in the velocity, and due to which we can say the body is, or there is some acceleration in the body. Not only this, you know that acceleration occur the change in the velocity in a particular direction. It means if we change the direction, just as velocity does, at that time also that change in the direction also help in determining the, or also help in changing the acceleration. Okay, so a change in the velocity can be either a change in how fast something is moving, or how the change in the direction of the movement. So you see that if an object is moving and it continuously changing the direction, that will also help in, or that we can also say that body is having some kind of acceleration value, or it is accelerating. Okay, so you can see here speeding up and slowing down. So if the acceleration is in the same direction, if a body is moving in the same direction as that of the velocity, then the speed it increases. Okay, and at that time we can say that kind of a acceleration is actually a positive acceleration. Okay, and if there's a change in the direction, or the change in the velocity can either be change in how fast something is moving, or change in the direction of the movement, at that time or any time a moving object changes its direction, then its velocity also changes, and as the velocity changes, then we can say it is accelerating. You can see here the example of a changing direction. The speed of the horses in this carousel, is constant. Okay, but the horses, they are accelerating because their direction is changing continuously. Every time you see that they come here and they changes the direction, and due to the change in the direction, the velocity, there's a change in the velocity, and as there is a change in the velocity, we can say that the body is accelerating. Now we will see the positive acceleration and the negative acceleration. When we talk about the positive and the negative acceleration, before that we should go that previous one, that how can we calculate the acceleration. So we know that to calculate the change in the velocity is subtract from the initial velocity, the velocity of the beginning of the time interval, from the final velocity and the velocity at the end of the time interval. So to calculate the acceleration, we knew it that when we differentiate, or when we subtract the final velocity of the object to that of the initial object per unit time, or at a certain time interval, that will gives the acceleration. So to calculate the positive acceleration is that how is the acceleration for an object that is speeding up different from that of the object that is slowing down. So the object which is speeding up will basically, it gives the positive acceleration rather than the object which is slowing down. How can we calculate, how can we understand by this? That suppose a jet airliner is started at rest. Okay, and at the end of the runway reaches a speed of 80 meter per second in 20 seconds. Okay, so it started from rest and speed reaches up to or velocity reaches up to 80 meter per second in 20 seconds. Now see, how can we calculate the airliner is traveling in a straight line, okay, down the runway. So its speed and the velocity both are same, and since it started from the rest, the initial speed was 0, and due to which it will gives the positive acceleration. We can understand it like this, that at first the airliner started from the 0, it started from the rest. So the initial speed or the initial velocity, because since it is moving in a particular direction, in the same direction as that of the speed, so that will determine the velocity. So the initial velocity of the airliner is 0 meter per second, and that of the final velocity, it is 80 meter per second. So if we want to find the acceleration, we know that that acceleration is equals to final velocity minus initial velocity upon t. Okay, so if we put the value of this, then what will happen? At minus 0 upon 20 seconds. Okay, we can understand is with this that acceleration, you can see here, it can be calculated. At was the final velocity and initial velocity was the 0 meter per second and time was the 20 second. So you see the value it came is a 4 meter per second square. It means it is plus 4 meter per second square. So this kind of an acceleration in which this object is speeding up, or the final velocity is having a higher value than that of the initial value, and it will happen if the object is speeding up, is accelerating. So that kind of an acceleration is known as a positive acceleration. Okay. Now, if we want to make a graph of a positive acceleration, so to make a graph of an acceleration, we need a speed or the velocity, that is upon time. So we need a speed, we have to make an acceleration graph by taking the speed and the time. So the airline, it is speeding up, its speed is continuously accelerating, it's increasing. So the final speed, the final velocity, it is greater than that of the initial velocity or the initial speed. So that kind of an acceleration in which the final velocity is higher than that of the initial velocity, that is known as a positive acceleration. And when we make the graph of the positive acceleration, it will give us a straight line. Okay, so this straight path will tell us about the positive acceleration. Okay, if the final velocity will be more and the initial velocity will be less, then when we subtract it, the resultant, that whatever the result will come, it will come in positive. So that kind of acceleration is a positive acceleration. Okay, so by the formula, by the using this formula, we are able to find the calculate the positive acceleration. Now we will come to the next one, is to calculate the negative acceleration. So when we talk about the negative acceleration, it means that the how the slower speed or the slower one is differ from that body which is in which the speed is continuously increasing. So the negative acceleration will occur when the speed of the object is continuously slowing down or continuously becoming less as compared to that of the initial velocity. Okay, so how it will happen, we can take an example of that and try to explain it. Like, see that imagine a skateboarder is there and he is moving in a straight line. So if he is moving in a straight line with a constant speed, and moving in a straight line is, it means it is telling the direction. So and speed is there, so it will determine the velocity. So if he is moving in a straight line at a constant speed of 3 meter per second, and it comes to rest or comes to stop after that in 2 seconds. Okay, so you can see here then how we will tell that this is a negative acceleration. So you can see here that the final speed is 0 and the initial speed is 3 meter per second. So the final is less as compared to that of the initial one. So you can see here the skateboarder acceleration can be calculated as follow. So final velocity minus that of the initial velocity upon time taken. The final speed becomes 0. Why it becomes 0? Because the boy, he stops. Okay, he was moving in a certain direction on a straight path at a speed of 3 meter per second, and finally he stops. Now the speed becomes 0. The final velocity will become 0 as he stops. Okay, so the final velocity is 0 meter per second. The initial speed it was 3 meter per second. So the initial velocity is 3 meter per second. This one 3 meter per second. Okay, and the time here it is written 20 seconds. Actually it is 2 seconds, so it must be 2 rather than of a 20 meter. Okay, so when we divide this with the help of this formula, then we will get the answer, that is 1.5 meter per second square, and it is actually minus 1.5 meter per second square. Minus 1.5 because 0 minus 3 meter per second is there, so it will be minus 3 by 2, and that will be equals to minus 1.5 meter per second square. So these kind of a acceleration is actually a negative acceleration. So negative acceleration occurs when the final velocity of the object is less as compared to the initial velocity. When the final velocity will be less, initial velocity will be higher. This will give the negative acceleration, minus will be there. And if the speed of that of the initial one or the initial velocity is less as compared to that of the final velocity, it means that kind of acceleration is a positive acceleration. We can understand it by that if the speed of the body is continuously increasing, that kind of a acceleration is a positive acceleration, and the speed of the object, if it is continuously decreasing and finally gets stops or decreasing, that kind of a acceleration is a negative acceleration. So this negative acceleration is what when the velocity of the body is slowing down or it decreases. So we use another term for the negative acceleration, and that is known as a retardation. That is known as a retardation or deceleration. It is a declaration, right? That is deceleration. Okay, or the negative acceleration. Okay, so we can say a body is retarded. A body is retarded if its velocity is decreasing. Okay, so if its velocity is decreasing, we say that is a retardation. For example, a train is retarded when it slows down on approaching a station, because then the velocity decreases. Retardation, it is measured in the same way as that of the acceleration, that is the change in the velocity upon time taken, and even the SI unit is also same. The only difference between that of the positive acceleration and the negative or the retardation, that in case of a retardation, when we talk about the retardation, the value of that acceleration should be represented in a negative. Okay. Just to calculate the negative acceleration, you see we had discussed about the skateboarder as it slows down. So when we make a graph of that of a negative acceleration, again to make the graph of a negative acceleration, we use the speed and that of the time. So the speed and the time, when we make a graph, so final speed is less than that of this initial speed, and thus the acceleration is negative. And you see here at first the speed was very constant, and after that you see that it starts slowing down. So the speed, it get lesser or it less than that of the initial speed. So the acceleration is negative. Okay, so this is a graph for the negative acceleration. So the acceleration, it will be positive if the object is speeding up, and if the object is slowing down, this is the negative acceleration. So these are the two graphs of the negative and the positive acceleration. See here, this is the graph which is, you can see here, this is the graph which is representing the speed time graph, which is representing the acceleration, positive acceleration, in which the graph is a straight path. Here the gradient, it goes down, and which indicate the negative acceleration or deceleration or retardation. Okay. Now on the basis of that, the acceleration is divided into two. That is, the first one is the uniform acceleration. Uniform acceleration. And the second one is the non-uniform acceleration. Before that we had discussed about the uniform and the non-uniform motion and speed. Now it is a uniform acceleration. So when we talk about a uniform acceleration, when the velocity of the car increases, we say that the car is accelerating. And if the velocity increases at a uniform rate, the acceleration is said to be uniform. Before that we had discussed, when the car is moving in a certain direction and changing the velocity, the car is actually accelerating. When it is speeding up, when the velocity is increasing. But if the velocity is increasing, but that increase in velocity is taking place at a uniform rate, that kind of a acceleration is known as a uniform acceleration. So we can define uniform acceleration that a body has a uniform acceleration if it travels in a straight line, okay, and its velocity increases by equal amount in equal interval of time. So you see, uniform acceleration is what? When a body, it travels in a straight line and the velocity increases, and the increase in velocity occurs by equal amount and in an equal interval of a time. So in other words, we can say that uniform acceleration is what? In which a body has a uniform acceleration if its velocity changes at a uniform rate. Okay, so this is the uniform acceleration. There are a lot of examples of a uniform acceleration or uniformly accelerated motion. Like if suppose a body or a motion of a bicycle which is going down slope of a road. So when the rider, he is not paddling, the wind resistance is negligible because the downward slope is there. So this is an example of a uniformly accelerated motion. Not only this, when a body is free falling, okay, when a body is dropped from a certain height, at that time the body is said to be a free fall. Under that only a gravitational force is working. That kind of a motion is actually a uniform accelerated motion because the velocity is increasing, but that increase in the velocity occur in an equal interval of a time as well as in an equal amount. Okay, or when a ball is rolling down in an inclined plane, okay, at that time also you see that kind of motion is known as a uniform accelerated motion. Okay, if a ball is moving in a inclined plane, at that time that is also a uniform accelerated motion. Now we will see the next one, and that is a non-uniform acceleration. Non-uniform acceleration. I am not writing the full name of the acceleration. I think with this you are able to understand, but while writing in the copy you please write it the full, that is acceleration. Okay, so a body has a non-uniform acceleration if its velocity increases. Velocity increases by unequal amount in equal interval of time. Okay, so body is a non-uniform. When velocity increases, there is increase in the velocity, but that increase in the velocity should be in unequal amount but in an equal interval of a time. That kind of a motion is that kind of acceleration is known as a non-uniform acceleration. As well as a body has a non-uniform acceleration, we can also say that velocity changes but at a non-uniform rate. So velocity here changes in a non-uniform rate. So this is the non-uniform acceleration. Okay, like movement of a car on a crowded city road is an example of a non-uniform acceleration. Okay, so here what happened, the velocity is increasing, but that velocity increase in a very unequal amount okay, so the rate is not uniform, and due to which that kind of a acceleration is a non-uniform acceleration. So here are two things beside that of the positive and the negative acceleration, and that is the uniform acceleration, in which a body is traveling in a straight line, its velocity is increasing but in a equal interval of a time, as well as an equal amount, or the velocity rate, the change in the velocity is in a uniform rate. And in a non-uniform acceleration, the velocity is increasing by an unequal amount in an equal interval of a time, and that velocity change is in a non-uniform rate. Example is when a car is in crowd, okay, or in a crowded place. At that time, that kind of acceleration of the car is known as a non-uniform acceleration. Uniform acceleration when a free falling body, okay, free falling body is an example of a uniform acceleration. So we had discussed about the positive acceleration, which gives the positive result due to the final speed. If the final speed is more than that of the initial, it means the body is accelerating or the velocity is continuously increasing. The negative acceleration, in which the final speed is less as compared to that of the initial one, or the speed of the velocity is lower down or is less, so that the value it comes is in the negative. So that kind of acceleration is a negative acceleration. Negative acceleration is also known as retardation. Okay, then we have studied about the uniform and the non-uniform acceleration. Uniform acceleration, in which the velocity is increasing in an equal amount in equal interval of a time, and in a non-uniform acceleration the velocity is increasing in an unequal amount in an equal interval of a time. Now related to acceleration, there is a numerical that is given here. See here, if suppose a bus is decreasing its speed from 80 km per hour to 60 km per hour in 5 seconds, find the acceleration of the bus. So you can see here the initial speed or the initial velocity of the bus is given here, that is 80 km per hour. And that of the final velocity, that is also given, that is 60 km per hour. Okay, and the time is given here, and the time is 5 seconds, and we have to find the acceleration of the bus. Okay, so at first you can see here the initial velocity u 80 km, v 60 km per hour, and time that is equals to 5 seconds. So at first we have to convert the kilometer per hour into meter per second. So how can we convert it? We have to convert this into the SI unit. So 1 kilometer is equals to 1000 meter, and 1 hour is equals to 60 minutes, and that is equals to 3600 seconds. So if we want to convert the first one, that is the 80 km per hour, you see the 1 km per hour is equals to 5 by 80 meter per second. That this we had already calculated in the previous classes. So this 80 kilometer per hour can be converted into the meter per second by multiplying it with 5 by 18, and this will gives the 400 by 80 meter per second. So this is the initial velocity of the body, that is 400 by 80 meter per second. Now we will calculate the final velocity, that is 60 kilometer per hour, and again we will convert this 60 kilometer per hour into meter per second, and that is equals to 60 into 5 by 18, which is equals to 300 upon 18 meter per second. So the first initial velocity is 400 upon 18 and final is 300 by 18. By putting the value on the formula, that is acceleration is equals to final velocity minus initial velocity upon t, or v minus u upon t. Okay, so the final velocity is 300 upon 18, initial is 400 upon 18 by 5. When we calculate it, then we will find that will be equals to minus 100 upon 18 upon 5. This will be equals to minus 100 upon 18 into 5. After that, when we calculate it, whatever the result come, that will always come in a negative sign. This shows that actually the acceleration, the value of the acceleration is negative acceleration, or the velocity is decreasing, or it is a retardation. Okay.